now we will resize both images into the same size. As we can see that the size of the images are different. So now we will save both these images into the same format and the same size. This function will resize the image into 250 by 160. Also, you can see here that I am saving the original file, which is in JPEG format, into PNG form. This will save our JPEG into PNG and save the image into the PAN card tampering folder. So let's run the cell and save our image into the directory which we have created with the same size. As we can see here, the size of the both images is reduced to 250 and 160, and now both are in the PNG formats. We can check the images here in the directory also. Both are in the PNG form. Here we have all original image and the tampered one. Similarly, we can change the JPEG into PNG. We just need to save it as the format we want. We have already used it as a PNG, so we can skip this step. But if you need to change this to a different format, you can do by running the cell and changing the format. Now let us visualize the original and the tampered images that we have. So for that, we will simply run the original and see the original one. So this is our original PAN card. And we will use this image to compare the tampered one with this. Now let us see the tampered one. So this is the tampered one, that is the user provided image. The image that the user will provide to the organization as their ID, which is a PAN card in this case, will compare the tampered one with the original one and find the similarities or the dissimilarities between both the images to know whether the image is a tampered or not. Now let us note these images using CV2 and apply some CV2 functions on it. So for loading these images using CV2, we will use cv2.imread function and read these images from the PAN card tampering folder in that image folder. Let us run the cell and load these images using CV2 so that we can apply CV2 functions on them. As you can see, the cells have been loaded. So now we have the original and the tampered images using cv2.imread function. Now we will convert these images into grayscale format because in the image processing, many of the applications doesn't help us in identifying the important edges on color images. Also, the color images are a bit complex to understand by the machine because as they have 3 channels, that is RGB, while the grayscale has only 1 channel. So we will use the CV2 functions to convert these images from color to gray. So as you can see here, we have changed the variable name as original gray and we used cv2.cvtcolor original into cv2.color RGB to gray. This will convert these images into grayscale, that is both the images we have converted the original as well as the tampered. Now let us run the cell and convert our images. So we have converted our images into grayscale. Next, the most important step is to find a structural similarity between both the images. The structural similarity of the image is compared to the structure of the original image, and differences between them is noted as similarity index score. So now let us find out the structural similarity index between the two images. For this, we have used a structural similarity which we have imported, and we have passed both the images, that is the original image and the tampered image. So now let us run this for the difference, for which here we are dividing it by 255 to normalize it and printing the SSIM. Now let us run the cell and find the score. So as you can see here that the similarity score is a 0.316, which is almost 31%. So the structural similarity index helps us to determine exactly where in terms of XY coordinate locations, that is the image differences, are. Here we have tried to find out the similarities between the original and the tampered one. But as we can see here that the SSIM score is a pretty low value. So we can say that the images are not much similar to each other. There are around 31% similar to each other, but that's not the only criteria or the thing that we need to compare, or we need to make a decision on that whether the images are tampered or not. So what else we can do here?